All right. Hey, folks. This is a little bit of an update video. That's a very weird kind of update video because it's not one we've ever really made before. I don't know why I say we. Y'all motherfuckers ain't doing this shit. I'm over here being the weird one. Anyway. Yeah, so again, kind of a weird, slightly bit of a bummer vibe, to our Oshi No Ko fans in particular. So I wanted to talk about this with you guys. I haven't necessarily made the decision yet, but I'm kind of thinking I have. If you've been around the channel at all, you know that the number one most important thing for me when doing this sort of stuff, with reactions or discussions, review, fucking gameplay, whatever I'm doing, my biggest thing is to always come in with as positive and appreciative a vibe as I possibly can when it comes to whatever piece of art or media that I am experiencing. I will fucking cry, I will yell, I will scream, I'll talk about how much I want to beat the shit out of a character, like whatever the case may be. Like, totally, don't get me wrong. But outside of that, like the entire point of doing this sort of stuff is to share and appreciate art that I appreciate a ton. Like, that's my thing. That's why I don't have time for shitty comments. I don't have, like, oh, you didn't like the thing? Well, tough shit. You can go talk about it somewhere else. Like, that's the way I approach things here on this channel as much as possible. I have only really dropped a couple shows. Dropped even sounds so aggressive. Oh my god. A couple shows over the years, and it's almost exclusively always been due to either time issues or just not being able to, keep up with it or whatever the hell. That was kind of what happened with Carol and Tuesday. Or there's things like Erased or Made in Abyss where just like I don't necessarily there's no fucking way I can do that in my stomach. I'm a fragile boy. And Erased, I was kind of worried was going to be a similar sort of thing. Though probably you could make an argument for it being similar to this here. And that is, I just got done recording my episode 2 reaction to Oshi No Ko. And I do also want to point out, I understand fully that it is quite early in a project to make any sort of decision like that. Even though, admittedly, first episode was an hour and a half long. That's 4 fucking episodes. So it's like 3 or 4 fucking episodes. I do totally understand that, but having just got done recording episode 2, I wasn't really feeling it. And as much as that kind of makes me not want to continue the show on its own, far more importantly, it came through in the reaction a lot, I think, because I kind of kept saying it. Not in like a shitty way or anything, but just I very clearly, I think you could tell, just wasn't really vibing with it. And I just kept saying, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to keep going. And I genuinely hated the reaction itself. I just wasn't super feeling the show, but I really fucking hated the reaction. And it makes me not want to put it out. Like, I'm arguably still going to, depending on, I guess, how we feel about this. But yeah, I was genuinely unhappy with the reaction, and I was just not really feeling the show. And I want to make it clear that that's in no way because it's bad, because it's not. Like it really isn't. Like, it's very well done. But I just wasn't really feeling it, and I talk about it even in there, and I talked about it in the Discord with some other folks, and just trying to figure out kind of what was going on with it. And I don't know if it's like, because that first episode is fantastic. It's really good. I fucking hate it because it was mean to me, but I also really, really loved it. It was really fucking well done. So I don't know if it was just because the first one was so good and the second one was like, it's there. I thought it was fine. Or just not really vibing with maybe Aqua as a character, or whether it was just kind of the very significant change in pace and tone. I wouldn't even say necessarily change in tone. Like, I think you understand what I mean. Like, it is one of those projects where the first episode is very explicitly set up to be different from the rest of the thing. Like, it's kind of the whole thing is that, like, that first episode is a prologue. That's not really the main show. Episode 2 and so on that was the setup for it. And it is extremely self-contained. It, again, is constantly referenced. It keeps you keep showing it to me in that episode, and I hated that. Stop doing that. But, like, it felt extremely self-contained. And I talked about it before I even watched episode 2. I talked about it in the in Discord as well. I was like, I honestly could just stop with episode 1. That felt perfectly fine as its own self-contained thing, and I can just go with it and just kind of move on from there. And then again, I watched episode 2, and I felt that in action as well. And the simple fact is, if I'm feeling that way, I don't want to continue. Not just because, like, hey, maybe I'm not necessarily feeling it, but I, more than anything, do not want to bring that energy. Especially with something that people really, really like. Especially with something like it's a fucking Aka fucking project. Dude's fucking great. Again, I also just wrapped Kage-sama Love is War Season 3 over this past week. And it's fucking amazing. It's so good. I love that show so goddamn much. And maybe that's a part of it too. Like, I literally just came off of finishing. There's still a movie, and God knows what else they decide to do down the line. The Kage of it all. And I just did not feel anywhere near that same level of, like, I want to keep watching that I would have felt with Kaguya or anything like that. And again, I was already feeling it before I started episode 2. So, again, this is kind of a bit of a bummer, especially because fucking, oh my god, the first episode was one of the most viewed things on the channel that isn't RWBY. And RWBY's now gone, so there goes all of my watch time, and my any sort of potential channel growth and whatnot. But yeah, I have to be honest, I didn't really vibe with it, and I don't want to bring a non-vibing energy to my videos. I don't want to make a reaction video where the asshole who keeps going like, I'm not really feeling this. Like, and I did that like 5 fucking times in the video. And then a couple more times in the intro. Like, I don't want to do that. So I don't think I'm going to continue Oshi No Ko. I don't know if I'm going to put out episode 2 or not, reaction-wise. Again, I kind of really legitimately hated the reaction. And people have talked to me about this before. I can be overly critical about some of the videos I make over the years. And most of the time it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're fine. Like, no, you're not doing anything wrong. But to me, it really does feel wrong. And this is easily one of the most egregious examples of it. Because, like, sometimes it's like, I don't feel like I talked enough, or I didn't offer anything of value, or I didn't even, like, really cry. I just kind of sat there and stared at it, or something like that. And even that bothers me. But this in particular really bothered me. And I don't want to do that, especially with a show that people really seem to really like. And so I don't want to carry that energy with it. So if that's going to be a thing that I'm going to do, then I would rather just do something else. I would rather put my time to something else that I can scream and laugh and have fun with, or cry over and have a good time with, and share that with other people. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Again, I'm going to try and put this out before even thinking about really putting out episode 2 or anything like that. I appreciate everyone who did go ahead and give a lot of love to episode 1. Again, I really enjoyed episode 1, aside from the fact it was really fucking mean to me and it made me cry really, really goddamn hard. But yeah, I think this is just going to go ahead. This is going to be one of those things I go ahead and decide to do. And I just hope that works for you guys. And again, I think that's the biggest thing is, as bummed as some of you might be to hear that, I think you would be genuinely significantly more upset listening to me just bitch about the show or something like that as we go along. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I don't know what that means we're going to continue with instead. I might just grab something off the poll that's doing good, or something that there's totally not doing good and I just want to do anyway. And I'll start doing that on Fridays. I don't know if that means I will continue the show maybe off screen. I can maybe watch it with Jeff or something. But I feel no compulsion really to react to it. And I fear that if I do, I'm going to bring shitty vibes. And I don't want to do that. So I would rather just not. Yeah. Again, regardless of whatever happens, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watched the show. To the one person, again, who was maybe doing something they shouldn't have been doing with the show. Don't. It's maybe not something we have to worry about anymore. But yeah, just in general, I think this is what I want to go ahead and do. I want to just go ahead and find something else that I know that I can bring positive vibes to. Because, like, again, even like I started Licorice Recoil, and I even mentioned in a couple episodes of Licorice Recoil, and as well as like the previous update I did with the poll and stuff. Like, I'm not super sold on it yet, but I'm kind of significantly more sold on it than I am this, and I still was really enjoying that, and I was still constantly talking about, like, oh, I love Lizzie's voice, and I like what Xant's doing, and I'm, oh my goodness, you're fucking that guy up, and like, I was still very much into it, and I just wasn't doing that here, and it bothered me. So, okay, I'm gonna start repeating myself. That's what I think I'm gonna do. To everyone who stopped by again, thank you. I am sorry to let you down on this front. I hope whatever I end up picking to take that spot instead, coming up and continuing as we go, I hope that works for you guys, and I just hope you understand. And again, I think in the long run you totally will, because I know what it's like listening to people, you know, talk sass or just clearly not be invested in any way, shape, or form in something that you really love. I'm a fucking RWBY fan, trust me, I'm very familiar. So I don't, especially when you know it's really, really fucking good. Again, I'm a RWBY fan. So yeah, I totally get that, and I don't want to bring that to you guys anymore. So I don't think I will. I'll figure something else out. Again, whether it's like something that's really highly rated on the poll or whatever the fuck, it'd probably be something off of there one way or another, and we'll have a good time with it. So until then, though, I'm just going to go ahead and go. I guess we'll kind of just think of it as like, hey, we just kind of did a movie together, and it was a really good movie, you know? Regardless, I hope you guys have a great time with the show. Again, by all accounts, it's fucking great. And again, what I saw wasn't bad. It just wasn't working for me. And yeah, I hope you guys keep having a great fucking time. And yeah, enjoy the fuck out of it. Love the things that you love. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you, as always, for stopping by to check this out. Thank you for watching that first episode. Thank you for watching anything else you do on the channel. Reminder, as always, we do have Patreon. We do have a Discord. Take advantage of those as you guys see fit. Again, in Discord, you can come and talk to me about these sorts of things when they're happening instead of afterwards. And, yeah, whatever it is. So, yeah, again, thank you for understanding. I will see you all next time, whenever that happens to be, whatever that happens to be. And yeah, I just appreciated the understanding. Anyway, I'll if I do another update, I'll talk about what I'm thinking I'm gonna do with Aquatope and stuff like that a little bit later on. But I don't feel super compelled to worry about that right this moment. I might just put out like a community post at first to test the waters and stuff. I've talked about it in the Discord. Basically, long story short, is like when it comes to 2-core shows, especially ones that have like a really kind of definitive middle break, which Aquatope really, I just got done watching episode 12. That's a very fucking finale feeling midway point. I might do a thing where I just take a quick pause on a show, swap them out for something for a little while, and then come back around after like a core. Again, like what I'm doing with Snafu and so on and so forth. Even though that's again a season thing, but because it just felt so seasony, it's something I might do. So I guess I threw that out here too. But I might talk about it in more detail later on. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Take care, be well, be safe, be wonderful, be beautiful, enjoy the fuck out of your show. Again, I might continue it on in the background, maybe watching with Jeff or something like that, or I won't. And Maybe I'll pick it up again after it finishes, it's, oh my god, it's so amazing, you missed so much, and then I'll deal with it then. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys. Take care, be well, be safe. I will see you all next time, whenever that happens to be. I'm going to go see what else I can record today, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. Bye, guys. Be well.